Ее цель – защита людей, которые на протяжении 8 лет подвергаются издевательствам, геноциду со стороны киевского режима.
Ukraine is under attack. Even while I speak right now, Russian forces have started their invasion of Ukraine. The capital Kyiv woke up to the siren, which meant that the country is under attack, and at the same time there were several reports of shelling and bombing across the country. At the time of making this video, the latest update was that Russia has entered Ukraine from several fronts. Just before this, Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky had again clarified that he does not want war with Russia, and he even tried to talk to Russian President Vladimir Putin, but he did not take his call. Following this, Putin ordered military operation in Ukraine and warned all other countries in the world to not interfere in this operation. The world is in absolute shock. There were warnings, but despite that, nobody could stop Russia from this invasion. Surprisingly, this happened while an emergency UN security meeting was underway. The United Nations Secretary General said that it could be the worst war since the beginning of the century. Even though no other country has decided to enter this war directly, the Western countries are trying to punish Russia with economic sanctions. The US has already announced several economic sanctions against Russia, and more sanctions are on the way.
We're implementing comprehensive sanctions on Russian sovereign debt. That means we've cut off Russia's government from Western financing. It can no longer raise money from the West and cannot trade in its new debt on our markets or European markets either.
Many other countries have also decided to follow the same step. The US President Joe Biden called this attack as completely unjustified and unprovoked. But what is Russia's logic behind this invasion? As the Soviet Union disintegrated in 1991, Ukraine became independent. It made efforts to shed its Russian imperial past and build closer ties with the West. Russia never liked it. Then let us fast forward to 2014. Ukraine had a pro-Russian leader who was ousted from power. The removal of Russian-friendly president from Ukraine had angered Russia. It responded by annexing Crimea, and at the same time it started supporting separatist movements across the country. Russia is basically scared of Ukraine's close proximity with the Western countries. Ukraine had promised to join North Atlantic Treaty Organization or NATO. Russia sees this as a threat because it considers Ukraine to be close to it geographically and culturally. Ukraine joining NATO would have been a direct threat to Russia, and Russia would have lost its power in the region. If we talk about India's reaction to this invasion, India has not been very clear about its stand. India said that this is a matter of deep concern but has not spoken against Russia, and there are several reasons behind this dilemma. India can neither support this move nor oppose this move. This is because it considers Russia to be one of its most important strategic partners. It is also dependent on Russia for its military supplies. So this is the reason why it cannot oppose Russia. At the same time, India and US have become quite closer in the recent decades. Also at the border, we have tensions with China. And this is the reason why India cannot support this invasion. According to the recent report, India is also working to evacuate its citizens from Ukraine as soon as possible. Ukraine has closed its airspace, and India is now looking at the alternative routes. But the biggest concern right now is about people who are living in Ukraine. Their country is being invaded and bombed. Early reports have also indicated death of several people. This is another crisis that this world is facing. I will not sensationalize it and say that this is a World War III, but there are certainly very difficult times for the world ahead. What do you think about this? Let me know in the comment section. And if you like this video, do not forget to drop in a like and subscribe to India Times.